How to create compelling sales strategies every 60 seconds without sounding like a salesman. I'm Dr. Michael Lee, performance consultant here. Thank you so much for checking in today, whether you're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or even Twitter, or X, now it's called. But you're here because we're talking about financing. We're talking about your coaching business. We're talking about how can you actually help more people through selling. But you actually be thinking, oh, I don't want to sound like the salesperson, because when people think of a salesperson, they think of a sleazy car salesman. Yes, we don't want to sound like that, because those are the people that abuse other people. But what I want you to be, rather than think about selling, is that you are serving. Okay, so make sure you are serving, right? Because I know there's a lot of you, and let me know in the chat how many of you actually feel that, I feel uncomfortable selling. Because you got to be thinking about it this way: is that you shouldn't be uncomfortable, because you're sold to every day. When you go to a supermarket, guess what? Do you come out with nothing? Or sometimes you may do, but usually when you want to go to the market to buy something, right? You're already sold to buy something, whether it's a special offer, whether it's a discount, whether it's in a certain place, whether they use certain colors. They do it as a strategy to encourage you to buy. And that actually, they know what they're doing. Although yes, they're selling, yes, they're going to be profitable, even if it's a small amount, they are serving you to meet your needs. Let's say, for example, when you go into a supermarket, you are not going to go and buy the things you do not like. You're going to be looking for the things that you like, right? And the thing is that when you say, all right, I really like, I don't know, let's say, for example, I really like bananas. I don't know, say bananas, for example. And there's organic bananas and there's non-organic bananas, right? But the thing is, the organic ones, they're half price, and actually they're cheaper than the non-organic ones. Which one am I going to choose? Of course I'm going to choose the organic ones, because they've positioned it that it's a no-brainer. And these are the sales strategies that I'm talking about. How can we serve people to actually give them what they want without sounding like, oh, I'm a salesperson? Because don't get me wrong, if the supermarket made it sound like a salesperson or a sleazy salesperson, it would be, here are your inorganic bananas at £1 or $1 or €1, but here are your organic ones at 100. Do you think that is the two things you'll be thinking: why is it so expensive, and are they trying to rip me off? They're the two things you'll be thinking, right? But until you actually figure it out, it's about how do business owners and coaches position a product so it helps the person you're serving make the right choice. So if you are one of those that actually you're really uncomfortable with sales, that's the first thing we actually need to improve first. Because at the end of the day, you cannot serve unless you cannot sell and serve, right? You have to sell and serve together, right? They live together, right? To sell a concept to someone, right, or your opinion, yes, you are serving them too, because you're selling. Actually, this is what I think is the best for everyone. But don't get me wrong, there are some people, the sleazy salesperson would be, do this thing because it's going to benefit me and not you. Now that's a silly self, because it's selfishness, that's what it is. But if you're there to actually truly serve someone and help them, yeah, you're actually serving. Don't worry about selling here. So I'm going to give you the sales strategies that you need to be thinking every 60 seconds. And it's very, very simple, because everyone gets really worked up. Oh, I don't know what to sell. I don't know what the next thing is. I really don't know how to do it. I don't know how to speak. I don't know how to write the copy. I don't know how to, even do the operations or how to deliver it. Don't worry. You're thinking too big, because when you think about all those things, you get overwhelmed. So what I want you to be thinking about here is, can you make sure you just see what the problem is? Because at the end of the day, you cannot give a solution unless there's a problem. You need to see what the problem is. So ultimately, if you're a coach, and this is what I want you to be thinking about, because some of you will be thinking, I don't even know what I'm going to be coaching, Michael. Well, if that's you, it's very simple. Just think about the greatest problem, the greatest pain that you experience, and then suddenly you got out of it. There was a process, there was a journey. But then I want you to write down all of the problems that you encountered from when it started to when it finished. Guess what you've got now? You've got your program. Because you need to think about how many people who are experiencing your pain, because you know how bad it was. Would you like to experience that again? Of course you wouldn't. So that's why you need to be thinking, if I had so much pain and they're in so much pain, surely they will want to know what I have to give them. But then you need to see, what can you do to actually relate with them? This is how it felt to me. This is what I was going through. This is what I was struggling with. And then they'll relate and connect. Because as soon as you see the relation, the connection, they will then see the problem that you see, and then they'll see that you have a solution as well. So that's what you're going to be thinking about. What are the problems at each step? Don't think, oh, here are all the problems, there you go. Because guess what? You'll give overwhelm to them. And then they certainly won't ask for your service, because they'll think, oh, they just give me overwhelm. Why would I follow them? They want clarity. Because overwhelm is chaos. Clarity is what they want. So make sure they have clarity, right? Make sure they have clarity. But you need to feed them one step at a time. This is the first bit. This is what you'll be experiencing at the beginning. If you're experiencing that and you don't know what to do, then you would like to know, just drop me a message. And then I just need to listen to where you are, and then I can help you. Because ultimately, you just need them to take an action. Because when you're in a conversation with someone, you can then get to know them. And when you get to know them, then you can truly help them. So it always starts with problems. What problems did you encounter? Then, of course, very simply, what happens after problems? Then ask yourself, for me to see that problem, then to get to the next problem, I had to have a solution. Think about what your solution is. But you had to, it's not just I need to know something to then get rid of the problem. You had to do something right. So think about what you had to do. But in order for you to know what you had to do, you had to learn something. And that's where you get to coach someone. Coach them and say, okay, this is what I did. All right, in your scenario, these are the principles I did. What can you do in your principles? And now let me know, once you've done it, is the problem solved? Then after that, you're going to encounter this next problem, because you know what the journey is, and they'll get it too. Once you get to that problem, let me know, and I'll help you with that one too. Would that be okay? And the thing is that, of course, they're going to trust you, because they already see, actually, he knows what he's talking about, or she knows what he's talking about, because they've gone through this journey already. And that's why when you have this conversation, you're truly connecting to them. Because think about how I'm speaking to you now. Although I've actually sold you lots of concepts, I'm hoping I don't sound like a sleazy car salesman. But what I'm actually serving you is actually giving you clarity on what you need to know in terms of how you can deliver things to help your audience. But yeah, first one, look at all the problems. List them out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, until the end when it finishes. Okay? And then next to them, write the solution or the actions that you had to take to then get rid of that problem. Right? And of course, once you've done that, because this is how you're creating them every 60 seconds, right? You know what the next step is. Then you can almost show them your journey in life. When I got out of this big problem that you're struggling with at the time, then I grew. And once I grew, then I want to get even better and better. And these are the next things I did that made my life even better. And guess what? You serve them with that too. Then that's the next problem, the next solution. And then you keep them in the loop, because just think about it. If you've helped them get through the worst problem in their life, do you think they're going to trust you? Do you think they're going to want more from you? Do you think they want to actually learn more and actually see you as an inspiration, as a leader as well? Of course they will. So this is why it's so, so important to connect with the problem and relate with it and give them the solution and give them the actions. Not all in once, but in smaller chunks, so that they can digest, learn, understand, and then do. So I hope that this is helpful for you, and that you've learned a lot in terms of how to create these compelling sales strategies, because all you need to do is start with a problem. Start with your problem, give them the solution, give them the actions, and then pre-frame them for the next problem, because you already know what it is anyway. And it's not as if actually you're playing them like a toy. It's just that you know what the next thing is because you've experienced it. So again, if you have any questions, put the questions in the chat. More than happy to help you. And I would love to make sure that if you're there to develop a program, just put me in the chat. And if you need help with it, happy to help you, just so that I can make sure that you are clear in the right steps. Because the worst thing, if you put everything out in one go, it creates overwhelm for them too, and you're going to lose the trust. So thank you so much for joining me today, and thank you for joining me on this Friday, and I hope every one of you have an incredible weekend. I look forward to seeing you next Friday. Bye for now.